They are the elders of the Sheed, leaders of an ancient elf race adept at arcane sorcery and keepers of the tomes of power. They stood solemnly, surrounding 7 candles, each flame tied irrevocably to the flow of Parthoros' breath, and from the book they read the prophecy of Armageddon. The 3 come from the eastern wilds, and they shall be given dominion over all that believeth in them. He that hath an ear, let him hear that the children of the Sheed will be driven before them, and on the day that the children of the Sheed are no more, the earth shall be forever lost to the abyss. From the east came the evil foretold by your forefathers, the 3 serpent riders, guardians of death everlasting. Their form was shrouded by black cloaks, only their eyes were revealed, sunken with evil, dreadful intensity. As a sign of power, they brought peace to the eastern provinces. Those who believed in the sign created a temple in their honor, and it bore the mark of the cross trident. Their worshippers were the Order of the Sign, blind followers without will, void of spirit. As the power of the Order grew, even the 7 kings of Parthoros followed like cattle behind them, and after they controlled the great nations, 2 riders left the world. Only the sparrow, the weakest of them, remained while his disciples traveled the earth, cleansing it in preparation for its descent. Scorned by the other people of Parthoros, the Sheed, possessing powers of their own, remained unaffected by the spell of the riders. The Sheed are now considered the heretics, the unclean, fit only to be wiped from the face of the earth. The disciples of the Sparrow conspired, the kings of Parthoros, to remove the last lands of apostasy, and while the armies of the 7 nations gathered to destroy the Sheed, the elders convened to discuss the fate of your people. When all voices had spoke against the Order, the 7 elders extinguished the 7 candles' flames simultaneously. At that silent instant, a brilliant flash of light came from the east, and the armies that had gathered against you were no more. Drained by their efforts, the elders fell to the floor, listening to the single painful scream echoing from the now scorched battlefield. But then, the forces of the abyss took their vengeance. The ether had quaked with the elders' magic effort, and the curse of the Order followed the trail unerringly to the elders' conventicle. Suddenly, the foul odor of death came, and the earth itself opened to engulf the elders in flames, the white bright fire clinging to their flesh, knowingly and eagerly eating each layer of skin. 2, pouring forth from the earth like squirming maggots, came the forces of evil, both beast and undead. They attacked in hordes like packs of dogs, first surrounding the weakest and biting and clawing their victims to the ground. As each Sheed fell, several beasts would gather to chew into their bellies like pigs in the slop, their heads often deeply submerged into the gut, with the victims' intestines slung half-eaten upon their own squirming bodies. When the day was done, the few remaining Sheed were scattered throughout the land. The abyss had taken the tomes and artifacts of your people as spoils of their victory. Alone, without weapons, the surviving Sheed would surely perish at the hands of the Order of the Triad. The elders' destruction of the 7 armies had gone for naught. While the other Sheed hid, their spirit broken, you thirsted for vengeance and rode east into the wilderness in search of the Sparrow. Now you stand before the city of the damned, its air thick with the stench of rot. Your hate drives you to see these creatures oozing their heart's ichor before you. Beyond these gates, the dead and the creatures of the night writhe in dark corridors, their bodies aching for your blood. With luck, some of your people's ancient artifacts can be found hidden among the dark passages beyond, for, with only a staff as your weapon, the world is surely damned. That was the intro to the manual of Heretic, Shadow of the Serpent Riders, which is the game we will be playing on Black Plague difficulty for the PC, played through GZDoom. We will be doing it a 100% walkthrough, and we will be starting with the City of the Damned, Episode 1, Mission 1, The Docks. So you start off in an interior area with several barrels to your left and your right, and an area leading to the outside ahead of you. But instead of going there, we'll be going straight to the right, which will lead you to a gargoyle and a silver shield, which acts as armor. More gargoyles will be provoked by your appearance in the docks, so deal with them promptly. Your elven wand is not the strongest weapon of what your arsenal might come to, but it is not to be completely forgotten. Now when you press this button, which bears the mark of the trident, this thing will lower, revealing this item here. It's a yellow key. And what does a yellow key open? Well, you can guess. It opens the yellow door. And all the locked doors are usually marked by these statues of these serpent-like creatures with wings holding a sphere, which is the respective color of the key that is required to unlock the door. Now, when we unlock the door, we will be greeted by a golem. These guys are kind of like the equivalent of demons in Doom, but they aren't as fast, but they do tend to punish you if you're in their range. They also come in greater numbers to compensate for their low health and slow movement. And there are some other variants of them that you might see later on that are quite nasty. Now, you are unable to open this door just yet, and yes, this is a door. But you can open this one, which is why it's the one in front of you. Now, this wall that's flickering, you can walk towards it, and when you do, it'll open up to reveal more golems, and a secret with the gauntlets of the necromancer. These weapons are great. These gauntlets are effectively the equivalent of a chainsaw, and they are very, very useful. Now these rooms here have more wand crystals and these things, crystal vials, which are healing vials, roughly equivalent of a stim pack. They will heal 10 HP. This room has much of the same, except instead of gargoyles, it has golems. So clear that out and ascend the stairway. More golems will be alerted to your presence once you enter the stairway, so deal with them promptly with your gauntlets. And this gargoyle too. Now, this is an exterior area. How we get there, I will show you very soon. But first, let's provoke this gargoyle. And now he's dead. Wonderful. Now, you see that door there, which is unopenable. This button opens it, and it reveals more gargoyles. We can deal with them now. Which is a little tedious, so we'll come back to them later. But yes, this thing right here, with the raven symbol, at least in this level, it opens up to reveal another secret, which has more gargoyles and an ethereal crossbow. This is the equivalent of the shotgun in Doom. The only difference is it shoots more projectile weapons. And I will demonstrate to you shortly after I pick this thing up. It is a Tome of Power. It will amplify all of your weapons and change their fire modes into something different. But we aren't going to use it yet. Instead, we'll just use the basic ethereal crossbow on the golems. And I don't know if you noticed, but this wall was open or wasn't open before. But since we pressed that button up there, it is now, and it has a teleporter in it. But be ready, because there is a nasty little trap waiting for you. The golem went down one hit. Wonderful. But that's not all. We are in fact in the outside area, and in this outside area are these guys. Undead Warriors. These guys are the rough equivalent of imps, except they're a lot more sturdier than the basic imps in Doom. But there's also this thing, a bag of holding, which we'll take. We'll also take some crystal vials. So this part is marked as the secret area, which is a little odd to me, but I don't really care that much. Anyways, now that we have all the secrets, we can go down this area, which will reveal some golems. And in fact, I want to show you how the Tome of Power works. As you can see, the ethereal crossbow only shoots 3 bolts, and one of them is a big bolt. But if you activate the Tome of Power, it shoots 5, and 3 of them are big bolts. Very useful. It also shoots faster too. But if you're wondering if the wand is also affected by this, yes it is, and I'll demonstrate by killing this undead warrior with it. And even the gauntlets are affected. The lightning is red, and if I lost any health, I would reabsorb it from attacking. It gives you a vampiric kind of special attack, which is quite beautiful. Anyways, we are done with this level, so let us press this trident symbol to get out of here. And that is the docks. Usually I do this in under 2 minutes now, but I did it for 6 minutes just to demonstrate all the things that this level has to offer. Well, as much as you would need to know to get 100% kills and secrets. Anyways, that will be it for the docks, and next time we will be doing the dungeons. And I will see you guys in the next video to tell about that. Take care.